Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video, we are going to be talking girl talk. We are going to be talking about self-esteem and body issues and just navigating being a teenage girl. Obviously, a lot of the advice does apply to boys as well, but this is just mainly like a little series that I want to do of carrying on girl talk. But this is obviously a topic that girls really struggle with, especially in their teenage years, is body image and self-esteem. So that's why I wanted to do a video today talking about it. So I have written down some notes on my journey of self-esteem and body image, and I'm just going to share that with you today. So if you enjoyed today's video, then make sure you give it a like, comment and subscribe. You can also comment below your journey with self-discovery, anything that you've resonated with, and any videos that you want me to do or any questions you want to ask. Just let me know down in the comments. Let me just get on with it. First, I need to grab my journal. So give me a sec. So I've got my journal here, and I actually got this one from Poundland. It is amazing. It is daisy printed, and well, it's got a daisy print, and on the inside it's got loads of notepads or sticky notes even. Yeah, this has been very useful for planning videos or just gathering my notes, my thoughts, my feelings about topics, researching, just writing down how I want to discuss these topics. So let me just get into it. In my teenage years, I struggled a lot with both my body image and self-esteem. I hated my body, constantly compared myself to friends, celebrities, and people around me. I was bullied a lot throughout primary and secondary school for my body. In primary, I had a lot of inappropriate comments about my body from different classmates at different schools. I was usually picked on for being chubbier than other girls, even though I had never seen a problem with it before. I was told by family members too that I needed to lose the weight. In high school, you're constantly picked apart as a girl and judged if you don't want to fit in or be like everyone else. When I started talking to boys online at home from school, it was just constant drama and comparisons to other girls. I was called fat, a sack of potatoes, and all sorts of names. My mum helped me through a lot of these times, as it was usually just jealous girls, boys who had fancied me, but I didn't like back, or genuinely not nice people. I made sure I've reached out to teachers and trusted people for support when I felt at my lowest. I spoke to the school counsellor and CAMS when I was at a very low point. These things helped me stay afloat, along with the help of chatting to helplines online. After leaving school and joining college, I felt a lot less judgment and began to really think about who I was. But I fell into a bad group and a bad cycle, which only led to years of self-destruction. After reaching my loneliest and darkest place after my last relationship a couple years ago, I've realized I'd completely lost the entirety of who I was. I hated everything about myself, my life, and all the people that I had trusted and mistakes that I had made. After spending months of feeling and journaling, I slowly started to hear an inner voice again. I tried different exercises at home until I found one I liked to find a way to release my anxiety and pain. I found Pilates helpful as I could breathe through the anxiety and also work out my body. And if you don't know what Pilates are kind of like a mixture between a workout and yoga, and you kind of do this breathing exercise as you're doing the workout, and it is honestly like so amazing. It tones up your body, but like in a nice, healthy way. You feel good after it, like you feel relaxed, you feel like you've done a workout. And I just think it's perfect for somebody like me because I just kind of can't be bothered sometimes, like to do running or anything like that. So I usually just like to do things in a bit more of a slow approach, you could say. A little bit lazy, but hey ho, it works for me and I highly recommend them. So don't knock it till you try it. But I also wrote, I pushed myself to work out as much as I had time/effort to do, but also allowed myself rest and grace as I know I wanted to be gentle with myself. Because obviously another thing that you struggle a lot with is low self-esteem and thinking badly about like your body image. It is very common obviously with things like eating disorders and mental disorders and body dysmorphia. That is definitely something that I have struggled with, and a lot of women around me, especially in my teenage years, have struggled with all of those things. And I think it's just important to speak to the right people, get yourself out there, and just research and just put all your time and effort into you. But there is obviously support out there, and I have written a couple blogs on support that you can get, support that you can reach out to, and I will do another video just kind of going into loads of different charities and organizations that you can do, that you can reach out to when you are in a difficult situation and you just need someone to talk to. But I also just think that if you try and push yourself too far, then you just end up burning out, and you just need to be gentle and respectful and take things step by step and just break things down into smaller steps so that they become less overwhelming. And I also just wanted to make sure that I was doing what was right for me. And if I really didn't want to do it, I would just be like, okay, like we can take a moment here, we can relax, like that's okay. And I think that is another thing, is obviously just positive reinforcement and like positive self-talk and just rewiring your brain to just kind of reshift your focus more into your priorities and your needs, and rather than being focused on other people's, and also just kind of learning to accept that some things will never change and some people will never will change. And obviously that is just something that you kind of have to figure out on your own, and everyone's version of that is obviously different because we have so many different individual problems and issues. But yeah, it's just all about taking care of yourself, breaking them down into little steps, like just trying to build towards a more stable foundation for yourself. And I'm going to carry on reading my notes now. I spoke to whoever I felt comfortable with and continued to journal constantly. I took myself on walks, did things which felt nostalgic or enjoyed as a kid. I let myself feel, sit with it, and then enjoy, and then I worked on either changing it or learning to accept it. I made myself the center of my universe because I realized that this is my life. I've got to either live like this forever or fight it. I showed up for myself in ways that no one else could. I began to build structure and a sense of community and a sense of who Tia was. That is something that I am constantly working on and will continue to discuss. I hope you enjoyed today's video on my journey with self-esteem and body image. And I would just like to point out from the notes that that is kind of obviously a summarized version of my journey with self-image and self-esteem and body image, and just trying to figure out who I am. But it is obviously not as simple as what I had just said. It's not as simple as just fixing things and just constantly believing that things are going to be okay and having good days, and like life is just kind of all about these lessons and where we are going to take our own lives, and we really do control our own perception of how we view things and how we view our realities. And I truly do believe that if you want to make a change, like either you will start to build steps towards that thing, which will then help you get there, or the universe will bring in stuff for you to help you get to that place. But I think it is just all about working out what works for you. And obviously my journey would be completely different to yours, because obviously we've not lived the same lives, but obviously I'm sure a lot of you can relate to all of the issues and all of the insecurities that I've had and all of the problems that I've had. And maybe you have never really heard somebody say these words or say how you feel in this way before, and that's the kind of community that I want to build on YouTube and just on social media in general. Is I really want to help people get through what they're going through and building that structure for themselves. And eventually one day I'd like to own a company where we help young people and help people in general, and just give them mental health support, housing support, because obviously a lot of the problems that I've experienced, I've realised that I am here to help other people get through that. And I have always been somebody that likes to help other people and has always wanted to help other people, and I genuinely do believe that that is my purpose. And I think I've learned all of these lessons so that I can help you and help other people understand more things like about mental health or just themselves as a whole. But that is the end of today's video, and if you like this video then make sure that you give it a like, comment and subscribe. And you can also follow my social media accounts, which I will leave in the description, and you can also check out a bunch of other videos that I've posted on my channel. So I've spoken a lot about mental health, journaling, a little bit of like day in the life, get to know me a bit more. But I hope you enjoyed today's video once again, and I will see you again for another video. But I love you lots, and if you ever need someone to talk to, please make sure that you reach out, and just remember that someone always is there to listen. But I will see you again soon for another video. Love you. Bye.